निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणा वरदण्ड मंडितकरा या चे पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शंकर प्रभु पृथ्वी सदा वंदिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेष
Okay. There was one more announcement. Usha Sharma ji had a very good idea that when we do the Hanuman Chalisa, perhaps it's a good idea to also explain what the chopais mean, what the meaning of it really is. So starting our next Hanuman Chalisa will be August 25th, Tuesday. So once Chandraji has recited the entire Hanuman Chalisa, then Usha ji and Chandraji will be leading the discussion on the meaning of one or two of the chopais, including the introduction to the Hanuman Chalisa. They will start with that, and every week they will be taking two chopais and then explaining, what that means. And everyone is free to join in for the discussion as well. Abhilash ji, go ahead. Please unmute yourself and say whatever. Boliye Abhilash ji.
Oh, sorry, Bhavna ji. I was just trying to privately message you,
okay, all right.
Just put it on Facebook. It's not there.
हाँ, मैं करने की कोशिश कर रही थी. तो अगर आप किसी को कुछ भजन या कुछ धीमन भाई आपको कुछ तमे कहीं करो.
We will do one bhajan while we are waiting.
All right.
Why not do some dhun, Dr. Pandya? Dhun गा दीजिए. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari.
वही मैंने तैयार
जी, that's it because
Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari कृष्ण जिनका नाम है गोकुल जिनका नाम है कृष्ण जिनका नाम गोकुल जिनका नाम ऐसे श्री भगवान को ऐसे श्री भगवान को परम बारंबार प्रणाम है, बारंबार प्रणाम है, कृष्ण जिनका नाम है, गोकुल जिनका धाम है, ऐसे श्री भगवान को, ऐसे श्री भगवान को बारंबार प्रणाम है, बारंबार प्रणाम यशोदा जी की मैया है, नंद जी बापैया है, यशोदा जी की मैया है, नंद जी बापैया है, ऐसे श्री गोपाल को, ऐसे श्री गोपाल को बारंबार प्रणाम है, बारंबार प्रणाम लूट लूट रही माखन खायो, कौन बाल संग चरायो, लूट लूट रही माखन खायो, ग्वाल बाल संग चरायो, ऐसे लीला धाम को, ऐसे लीला धाम को बारंबार प्रणाम है, बारंबार प्रणाम है, सदा को लाज बचायो, ग्रह से गज को अंग चलायो, सदा को लाज बचायो, ग्रह से गज को अंग चलायो, ऐसी कृपा दान को, ऐसी कृपा दान को बारंबार प्रणाम है, बारंबार प्रणाम है, कृष्ण जिनका नाम है, गोकुल जिनका धाम है, ऐसे श्री भगवान को, ऐसे श्री भगवान को बारंबार प्रणाम है, बारंबार प्रणाम है, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, नारायण श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा, 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 नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा, नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और हमारे गेस्ट स्पीकर has joined. I just
okay, good.
Jatin bhai is here.
Oh, good.
Jatin bhai, if you will just unmute yourself and
So,
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hari Om.
welcome, Jatin bhai.
Hari Om ji.
Thank you, Hari Om.
All right. So,
just want to,
can we start, Bhavna ma'am?
yeah,
Hari.
yeah.
Hari.
So I just, Jatin, Dhiman bhai, why don't you do the introductions?
Introduction, yes. It is my honor and privilege, and I'm so happy to introduce today's speaker, whom we were together 45 years ago. We were a student at Baroda Medical College, and we get together again here in America after 35 years. And not only Jatin is my classmate, but his beautiful wife, Lakshmi, was also our classmate. So they are together. They are both pediatricians. They had a beautiful practice in Long Island for 30 years. And then after practice, they had a hunger for knowledge, and they are learning Vedas and Sanskrit, and they went to Trinidad. Both of them, they left everything here, and they took an intensive course to be the masters in Chinmayananda mission. And Advaita Vedanta, they studied for 2 years. Jatin bhai is expert. We are so proud as all our class met that he is one of our best speaker here. And without further ado, let's welcome Dr. Jatin and Dr. Lakshmi to our Hindu temple. Thank you, Jatin bhai. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We still have about 10 minutes, so
I think everybody is kind of here, so you know, you can start whenever, and people will keep joining us.
yes, yes. But because I knew that I was going to start at 6:30.
Oh, okay.
People that I know, I let them know that the meeting actually starts at 6 o'clock, and I probably will start at 6:30.
Ah, okay.
Some of them have planned to join at 6:30.
Okay.
In any case, so my name is Dr. Kapadia. I'm a pediatrician. We came to US in 1975. I did residency in Brooklyn and in Manhattan, and 1 year of ambulatory fellowship in pediatrics in Manhattan in St. Luke's Hospital. Then we started practicing. In about 1984, for the first time, I attended one satsang by Swamiji from Chinmaya Mission, which was only a few blocks from my house and in one of my friend's house. And for a few years, before that time, I kept on telling everybody or her that, listen, it is not my cup of tea. I'm not coming. I'm into my practice. I enjoy my house. I enjoy money. I'm the happiest man. Why in the world would I be unhappy and come to your classes in your house and sit there for 1.5 hours? And that was every alternate week. And then there was a second chapter of Bhagavad Gita nonstop for 7 days. And I said, let me give it a shot. I went there, and since that day, in last 26 years, I never missed a single session of either study group or Bhagavad Gita or any one of the program which is happening in our area by Chinmaya Mission. So about 10 years ago, I started teaching, between 10 and 15 years ago, I started teaching Vedanta because now I learned so many books. So I knew the basics of Vedanta. So I started teaching, and I liked it. They liked it. So then we decided, you know what? Practice is not that much fun. And we have enough money to last in this life. So it is about time. I'm 65. I got to quit. I did. And Lakshmi quit few years before I did. So both of us went to Trinidad for 2 years Vedanta course. So the way it works is that this might be, the reason I'm telling you the story is because this probably will be useful to some of you who might decide to do that. Right now, the course is starting in Bombay in about 2 months or so. And such maybe 15, 20 courses have happened all over the world. And I decided to go to Trinidad, but it doesn't happen all the time in Trinidad. They only had 3 such courses so far. So the course is 2 years long. And it's fun. You must wake up 7 days a week at 4:30 in the morning. If you don't, you get punished. And it's no fun. Punishment is no fun. So the first class begins at 5:30 in the morning. And the last class ends at approximately 8:30 in the evening, and close to 8:30 in the evening. You do get the breaks in between, and you do get about 2 hours off in the afternoon. But 7 days a week, no Saturday off, no Sunday off, no Christmas off, no Diwali off. It's all 365 days. And there is a lot of homework. And see, homework is mostly in Sanskrit, but it's also in scriptures also. And if you don't meet, that is a test every 2 weeks or 4 weeks. And if you don't behave, you get punished. So it doesn't matter how old you are. And the punishment is write 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Or write 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Now, 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita has 78 shlokas. And so that's the longest one. So it depends upon what's your crime. And the crime is usually not following the rules. That is what it is. Nobody commits any crime. But you got to follow the rules. And the rule number 1 is don't complain. Rule number 2, don't complain. Rule number 3, don't complain. I'll give you the example of not complaining. Once Swamiji took a few kids from Canada and from New York to India for, I think it was about 1 month, and they were all youngsters. And in one of the ashrams, there are ashrams all over India and all over America too. But in US, we don't have the place to stay all the places. Very few places we can actually stay. In India, lots of places. You can stay there overnight. You can stay there for a week or so. So somebody complained that one of the kids, and remember, these are youngsters, so they're about 25 to 30 years old. So somebody went and complained to Swamiji that yesterday we had upma, and today we had upma again in the breakfast. Why can't they make something else? Somebody said, it's a food, right? We eat. When the conversation is over, Swamiji straight went to the cook and he said, breakfast, lunch, and dinner today, upma, upma, upma. They love upma. So this is the kind of toughness which is there, which is actually good. It trains you very, very well. Seva is a big part of it. And once a week, the food comes without salt, 0 salt. And you can't ask for salt. And you can't keep salt in your room. So it's not that you can hide salt in your pocket and sprinkle it when you go to eat in the cafeteria. So the discipline is there, and that trains the students very, very well. When they finish 2 years, they come out to be different people. And all 3 things happen at the same time. Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, but it's 90% of Jnana Yoga. Karma Yoga means you do have to do some seva every single day for about an hour. And Bhakti Yoga is there are regular times, the prayers, Bhakti, Arati, and Havan, and all the activities are going on at the same time simultaneously. If somebody wants more information, please call me anytime. And my phone number, if it is not printed, you can print it. I got no problem. 516-384-1937. 516-384-1937. Feel free to call me as long as the question is on Vedanta.
Pachu bolo, Jatin bhai, tamara.
516-384-1937. 384-1937. That's my cell. When I used to practice medicine, I was a pediatrician, so I used to get calls all the time. So one day, one mother called. By the way, doctor, you gave me the eye drops for my son's pink eye, and I used it for 2 days. I was supposed to use it for 7 days. You really still want me to continue for another 5 days? And then she said, can I ask you one question? I said, go ahead. I thought it's similar question. And then she said, you know what? I live in a rented apartment. My wash basin is blocked. What do you want me to do? And so please don't call me at 2 a.m. with that question. but it's fun. All right, so 6:30 is time. If you know, please join me. Oh. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vitvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So I guess some people know this, not everybody. So I will put it the slide. Can I have an access, please?
Co-host.
I want to be co-host. Can you make me co-host?
To share the screen.
I want to share the screen. I want to show the slides.
Done. I've made you co-host.
Okay, thank you very much. Oh, wonderful. Yeah. So this is opening prayer in most Vedantic gatherings and in study groups. I call this as study groups. So when study group is live, it is wonderful because then you can stop me and ask the question. When unfortunately it is on Zoom, then it's not easy to ask question while I'm talking. So we will have question answer at the end. But this is what we just chanted. Om Sahana Vavatu. It is Om Saha No Avatu. So what that means is that we are praying to the Lord that, Lord, please protect both of us. Both of us means the one who is speaking and the ones who are listening. So please protect both of us. Om is Bhagavan. Om is the Lord. Sahano Bhunaktu. Sahano Bhunaktu means both of us, please nourish us. Actually, Bhunaktu is eating, but there is nothing to eat. We are nourishing our heads, we are nourishing our minds with the knowledge. So Sahano Bhunaktu means nourish my intellect. That's what it really means. So, Lord, please protect both of us. Please nourish both of us. Sahaviryam karvavahai. This is very easy. That please, both of us become strong. Now, this is not physically strong. So this is intellectually strong. So we both become smart, intelligent. You'll be surprised, but do you know who learns the most? Not the people who are listening. The person who is talking, he learns the most. So I'm learning at the same time you are learning. It happens both at the same time. So let both of us be intellectually more powerful and understand the scriptures better than ever before. Tejasvina viditamastu. Let both of us become brilliant. Tejasvi. We both become brilliant in our knowledge of Vedanta. Ma vidvishavahaihi. Let us hope that we have no misunderstanding between us. Sometimes in the question answer time, it gets very heated, that you just say this and now you're telling me this. These are two opposite sentences. How can it happen this way? And it's a very legitimate question. Very often in Vedanta, two opposite sentences come together. And it makes you wonder, what do you mean by this? And there is always a question that you're confusing us. Yes, when we hear for the first time, it becomes confusing. So we argue. But the moment we stop arguing, then we are friends again. So we don't take this argument with us and go home. We don't do that. So that means there is no argument between two of us. That means the speaker and the listeners. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And this is again is a question. That if you say Shanti once, I understand. I'm smart. I know peace. But why in the world you have to repeat peace 3 times? And most of the time when we chant, Shanti comes 3 times. There is a reason for that. So there are 3 kinds of disturbances. And we want Shanti from all 3 disturbances. They are Daivik. Surroundings means Bhautik and Adhyatmik. So Adi Daivik means that the difficulties come which God gives. Like if you have seen the pictures of Bombay in last 2 days, the rain was so much that the streets and the railway tracks it looked like a river. Now this is Daivik problem, that the nature gave us the problem. And God, please give us the peace from the problems which are given by the nature. Second Shanti in the middle is Adi Bhautik. What that means is that, let's say I am sitting in the family room and in the basement, my son or the grandson is playing drums, or the procession is going from the street, or the kids are talking or playing outside and shouting. And I can't concentrate on my studies. So this disturbance is from surroundings. Adi Bhautik. And the biggest disturbance comes from the mind. Adhyatmik. Why? Because we are listening to the talk, but our mind is in the stock market. Or we are listening to the talk and our mind is in vacation. Or our mind is in the work. Or our mind is, oh my God, I left the milk on the stove and forgot to shut it off. And we run and shut off the stove. So this is our mind running all around at all times. The third Shanti is Adhyatmic disturbances. God, please make those disturbances quiet. So now I can concentrate on my studies. So we will keep repeating this opening prayer every single time we get together. There are multiple closing prayers too, but let's just remember Om Sahana Bhavatu. God, please protect both of us. Om Sahana Bhunaktu. Please nourish us with the knowledge. Sahaviryam Karvavahe. God, please make both of us very strong. Tejasvinavaditamastu. God, please make sure that we both become intellectually very strong, intelligent, and brilliant. And there is no argument between two of us, no misunderstanding between two of us. Peace, peace, peace. Okay, so in a regular class, I would ask the question and you would answer, and we might talk about a lot of it here and there, here and there. The question is this: what do you desire, or what do you want to have in this life? And when we have time, we can make a list of at least 100 different items. And I usually begin with dollars. We all are immigrants. And when we came to America, we came with our good old story. Remember, we came in here with $8 in the pocket. And we keep telling our children and grandchildren that look what I have today. And I came to America with $8 in the pocket. So this is our goal number one when we enter this country. Now, fortunately, our children were born in America, so they don't have to worry about that story. But I said, let me make some lists because I can't ask you right now and you can't answer me. So I started making the list and only I could put about 20 words on the page. But I could have written such 5 of these pages. But let's say, for example, what do we really want in our life? Good health, big house, a good furniture, a fancy car, maybe Tesla, vacations, maybe Antarctica, saris, suits, clothes. We want to look good, jewelry, diamond, makeup. We want to smell good and we want attractive dresses and jewelry. Peace of mind. Now once you start listening to Vedanta, our response changes. Oh, I want a peace of mind. Okay, agree, you want that. Then love, respect from the family members. People are into shoes, a beautiful body, we go for massage and everything. We want to be popular. Everybody says in every meeting, I'm the president of this organization and I'm a secretary of this organization. And I do this and this and this in my temple. And the talk goes on for a long time. We want to be popular. We go to the parties. It used to be only Saturday night party. And it was popularly known as Saturday night party. Now that is Saturday and Sunday. Now Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And people have added Wednesday in it too. So several times a week we want to have parties. Satsang, oops, well, that's what we want too. So now we started satsang, wonderful. Life insurance, health insurance, good friends, happiness, good food. We want to go out to eat every day. Pizza, oh my God, so popular. So if I summarize, let's say 100 items that we need, I can put it in 3 categories: safety and security, peace of mind, and happiness. These 3 words include all the previous list of 100 items. Unfortunately, Vedanta says you can't have it. We cannot have it. Why we can't have it? So then it explains the reason you cannot have it is because the safety and security, you cannot have it because we have lots of impurities in the mind. Our mind is not pure. We have problems. We have impurities. We'll get there in a minute. We cannot have the peace of mind. Why? We are hyperactive. We have vikshepa. We are extroverted. The only people who can have the peace of mind are the people who turn inward and think what is right in life. That's not what we do. Every single minute of the day, we are either looking at the WhatsApp, or we are watching TV, or we are watching movie or soap opera, or we go out somewhere, or we eat out, we go to work. Everything is extrovertedness. And anybody who is extroverted cannot have peace of mind. Happiness. We want to be happy. Every one of us want to be happy. And every one of us always buy something or do something which gives us happiness, but for a very short period of time. Like, let's say if I have 25-inch TV, now I have a bigger apartment or a house. What do I want? The first thing I want is 72-inch TV. 50-inch TVs, 25-inch TV is not good enough. So we go and buy 72-inch TV. The first day when we install the television, we don't want to leave that remote control. Why? It's my TV. I want to watch TV. We keep on flipping the channel. Or when we buy a new car, and then we don't want anybody to touch the car. Hey, it's a new car. Don't touch. Don't sit on it. Don't kick. Be careful. So our happiness is there. But what happens after you drive the car for a month, or after you watch the new TV for a week? We don't care. 25-inch TV in the bedroom, or even smaller 19-inch TV in the bedroom is just as good as 72-inch TV in the family room. Or Toyota is just as good as Tesla. It doesn't make any difference. Only on day one it makes a difference. So we are ignorant. What do you mean we are ignorant? It is called avarana. So ignorance of our essential nature, who we are. From day one, from birth, everybody told me, I am Jatin. And I keep remembering, thinking at all times, I am this physical body. As long as I think I am this physical body, my happiness is going to be temporary, transient, for a short period of time. Because the moment I get over, I am once again unhappy about something else that happens in my life. But I want to be happy at all times. That can be achieved if you remove that ignorance. So these three things come in the scriptures. And let us think a little bit more about, because remember, we want safety and security. We want peace of mind. We want happiness, but we have mala. Mala is impurities. We have vikshepa. We are extroverted. And we have avarana, or ignorance, or ajnan of who we are. Because of these reasons, we can't have what we want. So now let's take one at a time. So, Karma Yoga. The scriptures say that if we do Karma Yoga, our impurities, mala, in our mind goes away or diminishes the moment we start. So there are two words we often get confused. One is Karma Yoga, and second is principle or law of karma. They both are not the same thing. Karma Yoga means we do the action, and that action has certain criteria. You read these three things. Karma Yoga includes three items. One is Nishkam Karma, Ishwar Arpana, and Prasad Buddhi. So what is Nishkam Karma? Nishkam Karma is we do the action for the benefit of other people. Everybody does action. Everybody goes to work, make money, bring it home, and put it in the bank. That we all do that. That we do it for ourselves. So as long as we do the karma for us, that is not Nishkam Karma. That is selfish karma. We want selfless karma. Nishkam Karma is selfless karma. If our action benefits our extended family, it's a better action. If our action benefits our friends also, that is even a better action. If our karma or action benefits everybody who lives on our street, that is even a better action. If our karma benefits the whole town, that is even a better action or karma. And if our action benefits the whole mankind, that is the best karma. So Nishkam Karma is when we do the action which benefit other people. Actually, so when we came to America, we didn't have a total understanding. All we thought was, more money we have, smarter we are, and we did a lot of work for our children, and we live 1 million or 5 million for our children, and I did the best thing in my life. True, but you earned 0 punya, because every single thing you did it for yourself. So that was my understanding when I came to America. That all I want is collect a lot of money which will be useful in future, and I will leave a lot of money for my children. Well, leaving a lot of money for children is good for children, but it's not good for me. We may or may not commit punya, and we may even commit papa, and who enjoys? Children. With our money, they will be donating, and they will be earning punya, and we collect pap and leave this world. So leaving the money for children is no punya. So you can leave $1 or you can leave 100 million, doesn't make any difference. You earn no punya if you leave all the money for children, because that is selfish karma. That is not selfless karma. It is not nishkama karma. So nishkama karma is, let's say, if you work for your temple, that is nishkama karma. If you sing for 100 people and don't charge the money, and they have fun, they entertain, that is nishkama karma. If you have gatherings, and in that gathering you do the volunteer work, that is nishkama karma. Or if you go to the library and serve there, that is nishkama karma. Or if you work in the soup kitchen, that is nishkama karma. So every time we do the work for other people without expecting anything in return, that is nishkam karma. And each time we do the nishkam karma, we collect punya. That gives us the result later on in the life in the form of benefit to us. That is the law of karma, but we are talking about karma yoga. So there are two more points involved in karma yoga. One is nishkam karma, second is Ishwar Arpanam. What does that mean? Is that we do all the actions in the world with the idea that I am doing it. I am the best. I know how to do it. Nobody can do as good as I do. Who is working there? My ego, myness, I-ness is working there. So as long as we work with our ego, then we will be doing the right thing and the wrong thing. We will be happy and unhappy. We will be collecting more of the vasanas, or we will be sorrowful. But if our attitude changes, and if we think that this is not, I'm doing it for myself, I dedicate this action to my Ishvara, my Lord. He is the doer. I am his servant. He is telling me to do this work. And that's why I am doing this work. But it's not to satisfy my ego. It is the service of my Lord. If that attitude comes, it is called Ishvara Arpana. We need that. So we got to surrender to the Lord, and we got to give the credit to the Lord. The third part is Prasad Buddhi. It means something similar to when we go to the temple and somebody will give you prasad, and he will have a whole plate of prasad in his hands, and he will pick up something and give it to you. One day it turns out to be banana. One day it turns out to be dry fruits. One day it turns out to be apple. One day it turns out to be grapes. No matter what the person gives you, it is prasad. You don't argue. You just put it in the mouth. And let it be either mithai or let it be banana. Doesn't make any difference. You eat it because it is prasad. So the same thing when we do the action, which is really not for our benefit. I'm not talking about job. So when we do the action for nishkam karma, whatever is the result of our action, we accept it as if it is the prasad from the Lord. That is called prasad buddhi. And don't argue, it should have been this way. It should have been better. This turned out to be the best event because I did it. No. It turned out to be the best event with the blessings of my Ishvara. I am only one of the workers in the group of the people who worked together and made this event successful. So you don't take the credit. If you take the credit, then your ego is working. People are waiting for the credit, that somebody will come and tell you, haha, you did a great job, you need a certificate. Well, don't wait for that credit. Otherwise, we are ruining the benefit of the karma yoga. So when we do this, nishkam karma, Ishvar Arpana Prasad Buddhi, then what happens? The above 7 words, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, Dvesh, these are the impurities of our mind, and they disappear or diminish significantly. So the idea is to keep doing the nishkam karma again and again and again and again, So we remain busy and we don't have kama, desire, that I want to do everything for my benefit. I want to watch TV. I want to watch video. I want to hear music. I want to go for a walk. I want to go on vacation. I want to go to Atlantic City. All of those is kama, desire. That desire goes down. When we don't succeed in kama, I want to buy Tesla, and my wife says, we are not buying that. Where are you going to charge? No, Toyota is good enough. And when I can't buy my Tesla, what happens to me? Krodha. So when kama is not successful, desire is not successful, and somebody comes in your way, we get angry. Krodha. That diminishes automatically. Lobha. When we are successful, like let's say, again the same example, you play a game, you win. You want to play again, and you play again, and you play again, because every time you keep winning. Or first time you go to Atlantic City in your whole life, or Las Vegas, and you won $500. Now what? You want to go again, and you win again. Then what? You want to go again. Lobha, the greed takes over, the vasana takes over, and we become greedy. Moha. Moha is a Gujarati word, Hindi word, Sanskrit word. This is a Sanskrit word. Moha in Hindi is attachment. I have moha for my grandchild. Moha in Sanskrit is delusion. Delusion means understanding something upside down. The best example, and this is going to keep coming as long as we talk about Vedanta, that I am a doctor, I am a practitioner, I am a father, these are my children, this is my house. I is everything in life. Not true. Who am I? Not Jatin. Spiritually speaking, I am my Atman. I am the consciousness. So I made a mistake and I misunderstood. Instead of understanding that I am Jivatma or I am consciousness, I only understand attachment. That is incorrect. Or I only misunderstand that I am this human being, this person. Remember, this person was different in my previous life. And this person wasn't Jatin 2 lives before. And this person is not going to be Jatin in the next life. So I cannot be that. But I was there in my previous life, and I will be there in my next life. So if I wasn't Jatin in my previous life, and I will not be Jatin in my next life, then I does not represent Jatin. I represent consciousness. That misunderstanding is called moha. Mother, ego. Everything in our life is I, and I. My ego, my ego, my ego. Everything in our life is I did it. I'm successful. I'm smart. I'm intelligent. I'm a good player. I'm a good musician. I'm a good speaker. I'm a good person. I am most popular. I built this big house. I have 6 children. I have 20 grandchildren. Whatever it is, but it is all I and me. That is mother, ego. Matsarya. I and her, we sit on the same desk near each other in my office. I can hardly afford Toyota. How in the world she bought Mercedes? Matsarya, jealousy. And dvesh. We talk about dvesh all the time. that it is discrimination. This group of people are no good. This group of people are good. These are the things I love. These are the things I hate. All that is dvesh. And believe me, we have this dvesh in us from birth. All of us have dvesh. Unless we are really, really, really well advanced in our knowledge and thinking, that discrimination remains. When I'm walking on the street, and I did my first 6 months of residency in Brooklyn, if I'm walking on the right side of the road, and if I see the person I don't like, I cross the road and go to the left side of the road. When I am driving and my car is not locked, and if I see somebody nearby I don't like, I lock the car, click, click, and I lock the car. Why do I do that? Dvesh. Without knowing that person, I just made up my mind that that person is no good. And this dvesh is so bad. I'll give you one example. That where I was growing up, in my street, there were 65 homes, and mostly only 2 kinds of people were living. Both of them are Vanik. Both of them were Vaishnav. One was Lard Vanik, and half of the people were Mod Vanik. We eat the same food. We wear the same clothes. We go to the same temple. Between 2 of us, we own the same, or vadi means a building, hall. Marriage hall. Everything is same. But the Lord thinks Mod is no good. Mod thinks Lord is no good. But we marry with each other too. But the other guy is not good. Why? Because he's not like me. It was, Navsari was a small place. And we had only 2 internists in the whole town. One was Dr. Patel and one was Dr. Shah. Anybody who is Shah would never go to Dr. Patel. Anybody who is Patel will never go to Dr. Shah. That is dvesh. And you think we don't have dvesh? It's built in. It's built in. It comes from birth. And even if we move here, we have to be really, really careful that we don't project ourselves with the dvesh. Keep it as low as possible. So, the people who practice Nishkam Karma, Ishwar Arpana, and Prasad Buddhi, they automatically have less or none. In advanced state, it is none. In between, it becomes less. Of what? Impurities. And what are the impurities? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, Dvesh. These are the impurities of our mind. And we become purer thinker. The mind becomes purer by Karma Yoga. Let's go to the next one. This one. Okay, all right, let's do that. So I told you that Karma Yoga is different from law of karma or principle of karma. So what is law of karma? Law of karma is this. There are 3 words to remember. Sanchita karma, prarabdha karma, and agami karma. Sanchita karma is all the karmas we have done so far in this life and all the previous lives. So we have done thousands and thousands of karmas. Some of them are papa, sin, and some of them are punya, good acts. So both of them are karmas. And all the karmas we have done so far is called sanchita karma. Prarabdha karma is that which is manifesting right now. That I am born, that I am a Hindu, that I came to America, that I did pediatrics, that I am practicing, that I am married, that I have these children, that I have these grandchildren, this is my house and I live here. That means what is happening to me today is my prarabdha karma manifesting. Agami karma is, if I do punya today, I will have a benefit in the future. If I do papa today, I will be sorrowful and suffering in the future. So agami karma is the future karma. Some people so strongly believe that there are no accidents in life. When we are born in a particular house to a particular mother, it is not an accident. It is not an accident that we were born in India. It is not an accident that somebody is born in Africa. And it is not an accident that somebody is born to a multimillionaire. And it is not an accident that somebody is born in Dharavi. There are no accidents in life. Where we are born, how we are brought up, how much we studied, what kind of job we have, how much happy and unhappy we are. It is nothing but the result of our past karmas. So if we do a lot of punya, our life is going to be happy. If we do a lot of papa, our life is going to be very unhappy. And this is what we have done in the past, which we are appreciating or enjoying or suffering today. And whatever punya and pap we do today, we will have the result of that sometime in the future. So whatever is happening is the result of our past action. And God doesn't give us anything for nothing. And God doesn't punish us ever for nothing. He is neutral. It is all our karma that we are happy, and it is all our karma that we get difficulties in life. So it is fructification of our past punya and papa, and our job is to increase the punya now on to have a better life later on in this life or in the next life. So that particular rule is called law of karma. And every single Eastern religions, whether it is Hinduism or it is Jainism or it is Buddhism or it is Sikhism or it is whatever else that we know, all the Eastern religions follow this law of karma, and all of our scriptures describe the law of karma all the time. We believe in it very strongly. People in other religions believe it halfway, but our religion explains every single thing which is happening to us, good or bad, is the result of our past actions. That is called law of karma. So we have some time. Let's talk about Bhakti Yoga a little bit. So what is Bhakti Yoga? Like Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga also includes 3 different things that is included in the Bhakti Yoga: Puja, Japa, and Upasana. So puja, we all do it. Sometimes we do it in 5 seconds, that we go to the Lord's murti or deity or picture, put our two hands together, bow down to the Lord, use His name. Thank you, Lord, for everything I have. And we go to work. So sometimes that puja lasts 5 seconds. And sometimes the puja lasts 1 hour. That it's a very elaborative puja, which is 16 steps puja. And some people do it every Saturday, some people do it every Sunday, some retired people do it every single day of their life. In the morning, 9 to 10 in the morning, they do the puja. It has tremendous benefit. It makes our mind very calm. And the rest of the day is very pleasant. It's a good thing to do. We often feel that too. Sometimes we go to the temple, you spend that half an hour, you sit in front of the Lord, close your eyes and do some little upasana, dhyanam or meditation. You get up and take prasad and go home and you feel so good. I went to the temple today. My evening is wonderful. So the result of the puja is a direct experience soon after that. Sometimes people do Satyanarayan puja at home. Sometimes they do Havan at home. When we buy the new house, we do the puja. When some good event or bad event happen in the life, we do puja. But again, some people do it every single day and we should do it every single day. It's just how elaborative depends upon how much time we have. Now, bhakti, that means remembering the Lord, attaching with the Lord, is described in lots of different scriptures. Like it is in Bhagavatam, it is described in quite a detail. In Narad Bhakti Sutra, it is described in very detail. And there are 9 kinds of way you do the bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, and Atmanivedanam. This is described in quite a detail, but each word I can explain in 1 or 2 words. Shravanam is listening to the glory of the Lord. Kirtanam is singing the glories of the Lord. Smaranam, we do the bhajans, we sing the bhajans all the time. That is Kirtanam. Smaranam is no matter what we do, we keep repeating the name of the Lord. I remember in my house, and even the older people who were walking around the temple and between the temple and my house, they keep speaking something in their mind and their lips keep on moving. And if you hear, when it is quiet and nice, you can hear that what he or she is doing. And you can hear very clearly, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. That person is repeating the name of the Lord all day. That is Smaranam. Padasevanam. You do the puja of the feet of the Lord, hoping that even the little dust from the feet of the Lord will make me holier. Archanam. When you use the Sanskrit scriptures to remember the Lord, Archanam. That is stuti. Vandanam. You bow down to the Lord. Dasyam. You serve the Lord, service of the Lord. Sakyam. Remember, Mirabai used to sit in front of the Lord and complain that, Lord, what are you doing to me? I want this and I want that, and my husband says this, and my family says this, and we can do the same thing. All our problems we can discuss with Lord. In the front of the Murti, we can sit and just spit out the whole thing. It is so wonderful. It makes the mind calm. That is the psychotherapy. Atmanivedanam is total surrender to the Lord. Atmanivedanam. So these are the ways to do bhakti, and we all have our preference, what we do. Japamala, that is the best way to concentrate. And we know that there are 108 beads. There is a certain way to hold mala. I don't have it right now, but the mala should be hung on the top of this last two fingers. Then this finger is cowed in, the index finger always stays out, and with the thumb and the second and the third finger, we keep rolling the beads of the mala. And each time you roll, you say the name of the Lord, and you have to mean it. When you say Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama or Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, then you have to mean that I am bowing to you. I wish you well, or let me be like my Rama. Or you have to mean every single time you say the name of the Lord. And go slow, no rush. That is Japamala. It is recommended we do 20 malas. Okay. Upasana, Dhyanam. Remember, when we go to the temple, you notice next time that we stand in front of the Murti of the Lord. We look at the Murti of the Lord. We enjoy the decoration of the Lord. We see what is in the right hand, what is in the left hand, what is on the third hand, what is in the fourth hand, how the Lord is standing or sitting, and all the decorations and forehead and every single thing about the Lord. We look, we enjoy, we absorb it. Then we close the eyes. Why do we close the eyes in front of the Lord? That we are actually doing dhyanam. So two things we do. One, we remember the figure of the Lord, the body of the Lord. And then we should remember the qualities of the Lord. And the last step is those qualities of my Ishtadevata, I want to adopt in my life to change my life for it to be better than what it is today. So these three things together, puja, japa, and upasana, three together is called bhakti yoga. So just the same way, karma yoga reduces our mala or impurities of the mind, bhakti yoga leads us to chitta ekagrata, single pointedness of the mind. So purity of mind, chitta shuddhi, and chitta ekagrata, the single pointedness of the mind, both of them are necessary to have the jnana yoga. So that jnana yoga and Advaita Vedanta, we will talk about on 28th of this month, and we will get together at that time, and we have about 8 or 9 minutes left. So if people have the questions, please ask me the questions.
So thank you very much, Dr. Kapadia. That was very, very succinctly and very clearly explained. Very nice. If you have questions, you please unmute yourself and you can ask the question, or you can type it into the chat box and I'll be happy to read it out for you. So please go ahead if you have a question.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, Jatinji, this is Kamlesh Desai. You mentioned the impurities, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moh. And Moh means delusion. I thought if you go to the sequence you discussed, Kam, if you are satisfied, if you fulfill a desire, it creates more, becomes low greed. And if you develop greed, you can develop more attachment. So what is the word for attachment in Sanskrit?
So sakta means to join. Asakti means attachment. But clearly, moha is not sakta. Moha is delusion. Now, delusion has two parts. One part is non-apprehension, and the second part is misapprehension. So non-apprehension means not knowing the facts, and misapprehension means because I don't know the fact, I misinterpret differently than from what it is. Example, you look up and you look at the sky. What is the color of the sky? Blue. Not correct. The sky is colorless. The space is colorless. But we still see the sky as blue. That is our misunderstanding of the color of the sky, because the sun ray has divided and the blue color is prominent and the other colors fall short. So the blue color is spread all over. That makes the sky blue, but the sky is not blue. So this is our misunderstanding. Like what we gave the example is that last life I was there. Life before I was there. A life after I will be there. But I understand I am this body. How can it be? I didn't have this body in the last life. And I will not have this body in the next life. That is clearly our misunderstanding. So who am I? That which goes from previous life to this life to the next life, that consciousness is me. Now, I understand that I am Jatin, and that is called delusion. So delusion is a combination of two events. One is non-apprehension, and second is misapprehension. Not knowing, that's why I understood something incorrectly. So understanding something upside down is called delusion.
Can I ask a second question?
Sure, go ahead.
And in law of karma, you mentioned nothing happens by accident in our life. Does that mean it's predestined, or is that agami karma helps us out to nullify?
I did not explain the whole event in further detail, but I can. So, even though we are born with our prarabdha, a predetermined situation, and suppose I'm supposed to live 75 years. If I don't take care of myself, I will die at 65. If I take care of myself, instead of my life of 75 years, now I will die at 80. So, what did I do? I changed my prarabdha. So even though we are born with prarabdha, with our self-efforts, with our purushartha, we can change our future starting today for better or for worse. If we do better, we will benefit. If we are lazy and lay down in the bed and do nothing in our life, we will lose everything and we will die early. So we have our own prarabdha to change, our purusharth to change our prarabdha and our agami. So future is the continuation of the past modified by present. So it is up to us.
Thank you.
Make our future better, or you can make our future worse. It is up to us. Our behavior dictates.
Thank you.
That's why it means there are no accidents in life. If we don't behave well, and if I jump from the second floor, I'm going to break my bones. But if I don't jump, I will not break my bones. So our action will dictate what we get it in future.
Thank you.
Okay.
Dr. Jatin Bhai, namaste. Natu Vaibhav.
Yes, go ahead.
Sanchit karma, prarabdha karma. And the third one, what we are doing?
Agami karma.
Agami
Yes.
karma. Is it the same, is considered as kriyaman karma?
No.
I don't know what that means.
Kriyaman karma is the one that you do every day.
Every day. So that is the same one, whatever we do. Kriyaman karma, yes.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
another karma, if I do the karma without looking for benefit, surrendering to the Lord, my faith, on the name too, right or wrong?
Yeah. Okay. Let me tell you few more words about karma.
Right.
There are different kinds of karma. Nitya karma. It is something which we do every day. Like we get up in the morning and brush the teeth and take the shower and eat breakfast. Okay, that's nitya karma. It has no spiritual meaning. We must do it. We have to do it. But it does not give you punya. It does not give you papa. It is not done actively. That is a nitya karma. It's a routine karma. The next is naimittika karma. It is that karma which is considered our duty. Let's say my daughter-in-law is delivering in the hospital and I am sitting down and reading my book, even if I'm reading Bhagavad Gita. The moment my son calls that my wife is in the hospital, my job is to shut off that book and run to the hospital in case if they need me. That is my naimittika karma.
Which one?
Do it.
Naimitya.
Naimittika.
Okay.
Naimittika. Naimittika karma. Now that is a duty. Now duty has nothing to do with whether you want it or not. You must do it. If you're sitting at home and your son or the daughter calls from the prison and say that, Dad, I'm in the prison, come and help me. You better run. That is your duty. So all the duties are naimittika karma. And if we want to be happy in life, in future, let us make every one of our action as duty. And in that case, you will keep earning punya again and again and again and again. We will get into that when the time comes. The third is kamya karma. I like it. I like to go out and eat pizza. I like to go out and eat dosa. I like to go for a walk. All of these are kamya karma. It is something which I like to do. I enjoy it, but it does not give me either pap or punya. It is neutral. And the last is nishidda karma. So nishidda karma is papa. We must not do. It is say big no in the scriptures. They are immoral, unethical, illegal. And we cannot do that. It is a no, no, no. That is nishidda karma. And this is what we have to follow all throughout our life.
When you discuss all details about karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, you'll be going in the details, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
The book.
This is introductory in the sense
okay.
that whatever I talked about today is absolutely basic and primary.
Okay.
Each one will be discussed in later in much more detail, because you can't talk detail every single time. Otherwise, 1 hour, there is only so much you can accommodate.
Okay.
So next time we will talk about Jnana Yoga. I didn't talk about Jnana Yoga at all. So we will talk about that next time.
It was a very excellent, touching lecture. I'm in the class of Vedanta. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Very nicely presented, and everybody, all our my friends and sevaks, they will appreciate that thing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Kapadia, is it possible to get the slides that you were sharing? Is that something that you...
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
I can forward it to you.
All right, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, no problem. That's fine.
Okay.
Go
Does
ahead.
anybody
Dimant, go ahead. Dimant wants to ask something. Go ahead.
Yes, I remember you in my medical school. You cannot do it alone. We want to see Lakshmi ji. Can we have her face off?
Oh,
I'm right here.
that is Pandya, okay?
I do
Pandya.
nothing without her.
That's right.
Right hand. She's sitting on my right.
That's
Dimant
right.
Pandya.
Yeah.
Right hand.
We
That is
enjoy
Dimant
We
it.
Pandya
enjoyed it
speaking.
very much, and please keep coming back. We
Please,
enjoyed it.
yes.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much. Hari Om. And let's 10 more seconds. Om
Oh.
Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamad Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. So namaste to everybody. Now what I do is that when I sing the closing prayer, the person who is making the video, you can stop making, no more videos,
Recording.
no more recording. But if you choose, I can sit for another 15 minutes after every class if you are available for more question answer. But if you don't want that, then we can finish it exactly in 1 hour and then shut off the Zoom. So either way is fine with me. But when I say the closing prayer, that is basically the end of the session.
So does anybody have any more questions? Please feel free to ask.
When will be the next lecture?
28th of this month. 28th of
That's also a Friday, Natubai. That's also
Okay.
a Friday, August
Okay.
28th.
August 20th, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
you will get the
Noted.
WhatsApp or
Yeah.
email or
Email, yeah. We
Flyer,
do get.
flyer
Yeah.
will come also, not to worry.
I send everybody WhatsApp. We have WhatsApp groups. So instead of 10, 15, 20 people, we had about 50 people join. And more they will find out, more and more people will join. In some of the classes, there are about 80 to 90. So it depends. I mean, it's your choice. I'm sitting in my house. I'm just talking. But it is your choice how frequently, how long. I prefer 90 minutes, but if you want 60 minutes, then it's 60 minutes is fine with me. So whatever you say.
So I have a question, and it may seem like a very stupid question, but how do we know all these things? I mean, you know, we talk about reincarnation and birth and karma and, you know, that our whatever life we are living has been predetermined by our past actions. How do we know that this is really true?
Oh, there is no proof.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let me tell you what scriptures are all about.
Okay.
All the scriptures have one most important reason why they are written for every single religion in the world. The purpose is to give us the peace of mind. The purpose is to make our life very smooth and happy. That is the purpose of the religion. What I am talking is not religion. I'm talking is what is known as Advaita Vedanta, which I will talk about it next session. Advaita Vedanta is not a religion. I'm not talking Hinduism at all. What I am talking about is a spirituality. It is a philosophy, and it makes us, understands us how to live a life. And that life should be a happy, fruitful, productive life. So Hinduism has accepted all the statements and the theories which are in Vedanta and included into the religion. So it sounds like I'm talking religion. I'm not talking religion. I'm talking about Advaita Vedanta. And what is the difference and the things I will discuss next time, because I did not finish the talk. It's a longer talk and we had only 1 hour. And this is the first one. So I don't know how much you know for me to go in how much detail I should go. So we will discuss the difference between the two next time. But basically all I and my wife know is something called Advaita Vedanta. It is a spirituality. It is a philosophy of life. And it's not a Hindu religion. Even though it sounds and it is similar, this is only a way to live a life. And the end result of what we talk about is keeping a mind very peaceful and happy once we understand how to live a life. That is what we are talking about. That's what we have studied, and that's what I'm talking.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
And that's what Bhagavad Gita says, by the way.
Yeah.
Bhagavad Gita does not explain how a Hindu should live a life. Bhagavad Gita only explains how a human being lives a life with the total blissful state of mind. That is what Bhagavad Gita explains.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
I have a question, Bhavna ji, Jatin ji.
Okay.
So you talked about the Nishiddha karma. Can you give me a little more detail, like, you know, as you said, it is immoral, illegal, and, you know,
Unethical. Okay. So I'll give you one example, and I will give you the end result of that example. Suppose you work for the government, okay? And you sit in an office. You're supposed to work 9 to 5. You reach there at 9 o'clock. As soon as you reach, you sign in and you go to the cafeteria and have 1 hour of coffee and breakfast. You come up, work for half an hour. Then you take a tea break. Then at 11 o'clock or 11:30, you go for lunch. Lunch, you come back, instead of in 30 minutes, 1.5 hours. Then at 3 o'clock, you go home. I'm done. I finished my work today. I'm done. I'm going home. Okay, fine. You sign out, you go home. Instead of working for 8 hours, you only work for 3 hours. Okay. Did you work that for 1 day? For all practical purposes, you did. And you know you didn't. Is this moral? Is this ethical? No, it's not. It's not ethical, but you still get paid. So my Swami used to tell me that you got paid for not working. Wait for the next life. You will work and not get paid. Why? Because that's the karma you did this life. And the best example is, you will not believe, it's a shock to you, but I'm going to tell you. Today, in the world, there are 47 million slaves in 2020 in the whole world. You didn't know this. Google it and find out. There are 47 million slaves in the world today. What does that mean? They work hard, they get beaten up, they don't get what they deserve. And why is it? Because in the previous life, they got paid already, not working. Now, this is one example of unethical work. And that's what you get. Immoral, you know what is immoral. If we do something, we feel it right away. This is immoral. And that gives you the result right away. When you do something immoral, you're driving home and you are suffering. I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it, man. I have a bad day today. I enjoyed it when I was doing it, but now go back and think about it. Boy, that's a big mistake. I shouldn't have. Illegal? Boy, that's 10 times worse. When somebody finds out, you go to jail and you have the result of your karma right away. So that's what it means.
So one question inbuilt into it, like, in different societies or different settings, in one society or one setting, something is permitted, and in other scenario or society, it is not permitted or illegal, or somewhere it is moral, somewhere it is not moral. So how do we differentiate? Like, we just go by our conscience, or
Yes,
what
your
is the
own
general?
conscience.
Any single time in your life, if you ask yourself a question, should I do it? The answer is don't do it. It's not a matter of yes, you may do it or yes, you may not do it. Anytime when you have a thought, should I do it? It means it is a wrong thing. It means you must not do it. You don't have to wait for somebody to tell you whether it is right or wrong. A thought itself that I shouldn't do it, don't do it. It definitely is either immoral or unethical.
Thank you.
Hello,
Yes, go ahead.
this is Raj Balla.
Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to say something about the Janma, Punarjanma. There are mantras in the Vedas that describe, tell you about the Punarjanma. And also there's a prayer there, prayer done by a person which says that may all parts of my body, whatever organs I have, may they be healthy when I take the next birth. And then there's a mantra over here from Rig Veda, and this is from Mandala 10. And God says there, हे जीव आत्मा तू स्त्री है, तू पुरुष हो जाता है, तू कुमार है और कुमारी हो जाता है, तू बूढ़ा होकर डंडे के सहारे चलता है, तू प्रकट होकर, क्योंकि आत्मा का जन्म नहीं होता है, you are getting a body, you are manifesting in a body. तो प्रकट होकर नाना प्रकार के मुखों वाला होता रहता है, कभी किसी रूप में, कभी किसी रूप में. So there you are giving you the idea of punarjanma, that it will happen. Now again, it's a matter of faith, whether you want to believe what is in the Vedas or you don't want to believe it. But Veda, it has the supreme knowledge, has been followed by all our rishis, all our devtas and devis, and they have agreed to all of that. But actually, if you say, show me the proof, nobody can show you the proof. The only proof will be if you attain a state of samadhi, then you can see it over there, whatever you want to say.
Okay. I will give you a little comment before we finish. Okay. We always doubt, was there a previous birth or will there be a next birth? There are lots of books written. I will give you just one example. There was a child who kept talking as if she wants to tell you a story. And people don't understand, what is she talking about? Somebody recorded that what she was saying, and people investigated. And somebody found out that this language does not exist today, but that language existed 1,000 years ago in northern England. Nobody speaks now and nobody knows now. But what she was uttering was a real legitimate story of her previous life. And that people thought that she's crazy. But what she was saying was her past history of the previous life. Very few people have this intuition and they can remember the previous life. We all do when we are born, but soon after we forget because we get involved in this life. So does the previous life exist? Yes. Will the next life exist? Yes. Now, there are different proofs available and there are different books written why people believe that there was a previous life. And there are so many examples even in India. Some girl, one of the mention in commentary of Bhagavad Gita by Swami Chinmayananda is that there was a girl who told people that this is my mother, this is where she used to live, this is my daughter, this is where I was married, this was my husband. And everybody thought that this girl went crazy. Somebody decided to investigate, and every single thing that girl said is correct. It's just that she died 20 years ago. And now she's reborn. But her family still there. And whatever she described is absolutely correct. And this is her next life. So there are such similar lots of examples written, and there are books written on the experiences of the previous life, and that people have proved again and again that it is from the previous life, and some proofs are available. So I think we will end here today, and next time we'll see you after 3 weeks on Friday. In between, if any one of you have any spiritual question, please call me, talk to me, be in touch. If not, perfectly fine. I will be here 3 weeks later. And everybody, we'll see you.
One last question, Dr.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
About some books that you would recommend for people, and if you could email me the website, then I'll be happy to share it with all the attendees today. About some of the books that you had mentioned. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
This has been, I can definitely recommend the primary books. So in our scriptures, we have very advanced books, and we have something called Prakrana Grantha. Prakrana Grantha is meant for beginners who have no concept of Advaita Vedanta, but they want to learn, they want to know, and the simpler books are available. I will write a couple of them to you, and people can order it, and I will tell you where to order it from, and that's fine, no problem. I'll do it.
Thank you very much.
Bhavna ji,
Hanji.
can I say thank you to Jatin ji?
Absolutely, please.
जतिन जी, हिंदू टेम्पल की तरफ से आपके चरणों में प्रणाम और आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जय श्री कृष्णा। ऐसे ही आप आते रहिए और हमें ये ज्ञान देते रहिए। तो 28 को भी लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू मीट यू अगेन, और सब तन मन धन से सुखी रहें, यही भगवान के माँ के चरणों में मेरी प्रार्थना है। और ऐसे ही हिंदू टेम्पल की सेवा करते रहें।
अरुण जी,
हाँ जी,
जतिन जी के पास किताब है, I think $5 or something, right? Jatin ji, he go through the whole book. If we can manage to go to Long Island and pick up the many books, those who wants to have it,
I will call him.
so while he go by chapter. So when he start chapter 1, Adhyay first or whatever, 4-5 slokas he read, and he make us understand, and with the discussion, philosophy. This is Tattvagnan, Vedic Tattvagnan. So it will give clarity of everyone's mind.
That is exactly what I was asking him about, Natubai. So he's going to send me the information.
Yeah.
And we can.
We will talk. Okay. How many people?
But the initial talks are really general talks. So these are not actually from any particular book, but this is the introductory knowledge.
Right.
But certainly can start another book, and when we do, and when we finish this, then I can order, or I can let you order the books, and then we will talk about it too.
Or maybe we will have event like last few days ago, we have event in a actually temple site. So that
Okay.
time you will be called upon and invited, and then that time you come with the books. That is the
Okay.
best way. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jatin Lakshmi Ben Hari Om.
Thank you. Hari Om.
Thank you.
Okay.
So let me know, Dr. Kapadia, when you want me to stop recording, now or after the...
No. When I finish, every single time when I sing the closing prayer, that's when you stop recording.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
चलिए
Okay.
भावना जी, आपका भी अभिलाष जी, आपका भी बहुत बहुत, दीमन भाई, इला बहन, चंद्र जी, सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste, everyone.
Okay.
ठीक है अभिलाष जी.